My name is Larry Lessig, and I'm a professor at Stanford. I've been involved a lot in the founding of Creative Commons, which Joey now chairs, and a lot around the issues of intellectual property as it relates to this space. In the last 10 or 15 years, the great hope was that government would ignore what happened in the context of the internet. And in certain ways it did, in certain ways it didn't, but in certain important ways it did. And the hope was that eventually, when the government kind of woke up, I think many of us kind of imagined, it was bizarre how idiotic we were, but we imagined when the government woke up, they'd actually be intelligent or rational in thinking about how to deal with this new medium. And I think the great fear I have right now is that, for reasons articulated brilliantly in a book by John Zittrain called The Future of the Internet and How to Stop It, we're about 1 or 2 years before the government really wakes up to dealing with what it thinks of as the internet. And there's extraordinary ignorance inside the government about how to do it in a way that continues to foster the very best of what the internet has done. And so, the great work of people, people like Vint Cerf, or people inside of entities that are trying to educate the government about how to do it right, still, in my view, hasn't penetrated. And instead, it's this old-style special interest corruption that is going to guide the way the government goes, and that's going to really screw a whole extraordinary amount of wealth that could be created if we kept true to what the principles of the internet were. The thing that really worries me, though, is again, the intersection with the government around issues about security. So, the 30-second version of the Zittrain story is there's going to be an I-9/11 event, which doesn't mean an Al-Qaeda event. What it means is an event where the instability or the insecurity of the internet becomes manifest, some major malicious event, which then inspires the government into a response. If you remember, after 9/11, the government dropped the Patriot Act within about 20 days, and it was passed. And the Patriot Act's huge. I remember somebody asking a Justice Department official, how did they write such a large statute so quickly? And of course the answer was, it's been sitting in the drawers of the Justice Department for the last 20 years waiting for the event that would allow them to drop it. And of course the Patriot Act is filled with all sorts of insanity about changing the way civil rights are not protected or protected in the United States. So I had dinner once, and Richard Clark was at the table, and I said to him, is there an equivalent? Is there a Patriot Act, an I-Patriot Act, just sitting waiting for some substantial event for them to come in and have an excuse for radically changing the way the internet works? And he said, of course there is. And I swear this is what he said, and quote, Vint Cerf is not going to like it very much. So this is a big terror. Like, they're just sitting waiting for the inevitable to happen, and then slam.
So, Larry, can we get an advance copy?
They haven't sent it to me yet, but when I get it, I'll send it.